There we go. I put up my stream post slightly prematurely, but that's okay. And then I ended up starting a little late anyway. So yeah. Good evening, everyone. Time to finally get back to the Crimson Diamond after what, like a month and change of not playing it, thanks to December, and then also thanks to the holidays. Oh yeah, it says last played November 27th. So yeah, I have been neglecting this game, and that is unfortunate because it's great. Let's fix that. Right. Right. Okay. Let's see if I can remember what the hell I was doing. Yeah, something got stolen from Nessa. Okay, let's see. Let's check my notebook. So, okay. Talk to everyone in the lodge. Yeah, we did that. This is like going way back. We got the map. We have a drinking glass for listening at doors. Evan's father promised lodge and lands to Nathan's family after Evan dies. Right. Nessa can't find a will. Nessa is dealing with Margot. Evan tried to bribe Albert to report no diamonds in Crimson. Right. Albert is the other geologist who I think is faking it. Right, what does the telegraph tape say? That's at the train... No, not the train station. Yeah, the train station. It was... The telegraph was sent by someone named Carl. Samples. Yes, we got a bunch of samples. Telegraph tape says bridge bomb sabotage await. Street Jordan almonds. I love that I did that. The game let me do that. Right, we gave Margot some broth. Margot is not feeling well. Possibly because she's being poisoned. Kimi and Nathan are protective of local wildlife. Right. Margot never ate garlic. Margot involved in Skagway. The Mounties are looking for her. Nessa's trying to blackmail Margot with this info. Okay, yeah, so Margot is shady. And she's kind of trying to pass herself off as like higher class than she actually is, I think. Examine jewelry. Oh, right, the jewelry box. Oh, right, yeah, okay. Yes. Okay. Alright. Something was stolen from Nessa. I think, did she say that her jewelry box was stolen or something was stolen out of her jewelry box? What seems to be the matter, Nessa? Someone's broken into my jewelry box and stolen my very expensive ruby brooch. Oh dear. It's obvious to me that Margot took it, the little vixen. Or maybe it was Nathan. He certainly comes and goes as he pleases. I don't trust him. Kimi spends a lot of time upstairs. It could have been her. Well. I think she probably won't have anything new to say about the people. I went downstairs for more Jordan almonds and I had a drink at the bar. When I got back to my room, the jewelry box was open and my ruby brooch was gone. Oh, and Evan said something about the curio cabinet being damaged too. How peculiar. Someone somehow opened my jewelry box and stole my ruby brooch. I still have the key, so they must have gotten in another way. I'll take a closer look. Evan mentioned something about the curio cabinet also being broken into. The silver steins are very valuable, but nowhere near as valuable as my ruby brooch. The steins would fetch a good price. They belong to our parents. The brooch is worth a lot of money. You must find it for me. I'll see what I can do. Don't ask me where the silver wedding steins are. I told you to find them. They've been stolen, obviously. The box is definitely empty. You wonder who could have done this. The smooth wood looks unharmed. The box probably wasn't forced open. I think I see some oily smudges on the jewelry box. The soot I've obtained is pretty powdery. It could help me reveal fingerprints. This tin is the perfect container to dispense the soot I've obtained. I should fill the tin with soot before I try dusting anything for fingerprints. This sticky white tape I've got should be useful for lifting any fingerprints I find. Lovely. This is my reward for picking up everything I could earlier in the game. You carefully pour the fine black soot into the powder compact. This could come in handy. I'm all set to ask people for their fingerprints, and to reveal fingerprints on smooth surfaces, and to lift those fingerprints with the sticky white tape. Maybe now I can get to the bottom of this. Aw, heck yeah, we're going to get fingerprints from everybody. Nessa, can I take your fingerprint? It might help me solve who burgled your jewelry box. I read in a book that fingerprint patterns are unique to individuals. I just need to apply some soot. Oh, fine, do as you need. I'll do anything to find the culprit. Oh, how remarkably cooperative of you. You carefully brush some soot onto Nessa's finger, then press a square of adhesive plaster on top. Nessa makes a face while you do this, but says nothing. I'm getting your hands dirty. You've obtained a lovely, clear impression of Nessa's fingerprint. Congratulations, you've obtained a fingerprint. Type compare fingerprints to check which fingerprints you have yet to obtain. Sweet! Okay, let's get everybody's fingerprints first. Talk to everybody. Oh, there's Margot. Oh, she's sleeping. Margot's lying in bed, resting. Is there something on that pillow? No? Okay. Margot is resting right now. Best not to bother her with idle conversation. Well, can I get her fingerprint while she's asleep? Margot is sleeping soundly. She's been feeling ill and needs all the rest she can get. Well, I'm immediately suspicious. Oh dear. Your eyes are immediately drawn to the smashed glass front of the curio cabinet. Jagged shards litter the rug. Well, heck. Uh-oh, the silver steins are missing. The front of the curio is bordered by jagged teeth of broken glass. Eek! Someone has broken the glass to gain access to the curio's contents. I wonder who could have done such a thing. Oops. Jagged pieces of glass have fallen onto the carpet. It looks like the glass was broken from the outside. The glass is jagged and sharp. I wonder if the perpetrator left any marks behind. If there are any, I'll need something to help me see them. Oh no, the pair of antique silver steins is missing. The curio cabinet appears to be missing some items. There are some empty spaces on the shelves. The shattered glass would surely cut your fingers. Leave it alone. What have I got in my inventory? Your first fingerprint will need to collect fingerprints from everyone as well as from the crime scenes. There has to be a fingerprint somewhere on Nessa's jewelry box if I examine it closely. I haven't seen Corvus around. He may be in his room. Margot is resting. I wonder how I can get her fingerprint without bothering her. Jack's probably too busy to help me. I'll need to figure something out. Kimi is still downstairs in the conservatory, I think. Last I saw Nathan, he was downstairs in the conservatory talking to Kimi. Albert's probably working in his room. I wonder where Mr. Richards is. Okay. You try to open Kimi's luggage, but it's locked. Oh yeah, I already read that. I'm gonna get into Kimi's luggage at some point. I'm suspicious. Oh, there's Corvus. I'm still quite busy, miss. Nesta's told me all about the theft. I sympathize. This lodge is a den of undesirables. I have my own suspicions about that. You do? Indeed. I think Nathan conspired with Evan to hide the curio's valuable silver steins. Evan is aware that Nessa has designs on those items, as they are hers by right. Is that so? Clearly. And it's clear to me that he intends to keep them from her until she and I have gone back to the city. But it's a family affair, none of my business. Oops. If I want Corvus's fingerprint, I should ask him for it, or find it elsewhere. Okay. Mr. Shaw, would you mind providing me with your fingerprint? It seems Nessa's brooch has gone missing and the curio cabinet has been burgled. Can't you see I'm busy? I can't have you soiling my fingers. I'm having enough trouble keeping my hands clean with this leaky pen as it is. Okay. Well, I'm a lawyer. Lots of reading and writing is part of the job. Well, can I borrow your pen? Maybe the blotter? Corvus is still working at his desk. He seems to be going through quite a bit of paper and tossing a lot in the bin. Ooh, well then. It's now filled with ink-splattered paper, doubtless byproducts of Corvus's work. You find a particularly clear fingerprint specimen, neatly tear it out, and take it with you. Aha, you've got Corvus's fingerprint. Thanks for nothing, Corvus. Bye. Don't mind me just going through your trash while you're sitting right there. Okay, that's Nessa. I've already talked to her. Albert, you son of a bitch. I'm rather busy at the moment, but I can smell delicious cookies downstairs. Why don't you be a helpful girl and bring one up to me? Oh, someone wants cookies. Can I bribe you for your fingerprint? Mrs. Crabbe came by here. I think she mentioned something about that. She seemed pretty upset. I've never seen Mrs. Crabbe's jewelry box. I don't know what she has or wears. It's none of my affair. There have been thefts? I'm not surprised. My field kit went missing too, if you'll recall. Um, no one helped me with that matter, so I shan't concern myself with this. Hmm. Actually, does he have any? Let's see. Albert is looking through his books. Your books look so new. I take good care of my things. You probably don't have any... Nope, okay. Surely I wouldn't be able to do the same thing. Alright, well fine. Maybe if I give you a cookie, you'll be more helpful. There's the bar. Dining room. Wait. What's in this door? Does that go outside? Yeah, that goes outside. Okay. Hey, Nancy. Want to play some billiards? Help me take my mind off things? Carefully, don't scratch. Scratch what? The balls. If you scratch the cue ball, that's the white ball. It means you hit that one into one of the pockets. And I don't want to do that? Yes, you don't. I mean, no, you don't. Why don't you try hitting the ball with the cue and I'll give you some pointers. Oh, fun. Oh god, is there going to be a billiards minigame? Please no. Oh, right. I forgot I filled all my save slots. Oh, my save slot names are very silly. Evan is standing beside the billiard table, lost in thought. What? Someone stole a bunch of things from the curio cabinet. If losing them keeps Nessa from selling them, I'm all for it. At least that means they stand a chance of turning up again. Nessa's ruby brooch was taken out of her jewelry box. She's shouting and pointing fingers. She hasn't changed one bit. I don't know what's going on around here. I'm staying out of it. Someone broke the curio's glass front and took my parents' silver steins. They got given those on their wedding day. Oh dear. I'll try my best to find them. Thanks, Nancy. Someone's taken my parents' silver wedding steins. I don't know where to begin. Could be Nessa trying to get her share. Mr. Richards, may I have your fingerprint? I'm helping Nessa investigate her jewelry box theft. Helping Nessa, eh? Look, I came down here to avoid that business. Isn't there enough going on around here as it is? Come on. Stop being so uncooperative. Hey, Sungniff, hello. Hey, Nancy, want to play? Oh, sure. These billiard balls? Don't know what they're made of. All I know is my pa used to brag about how they weren't made of ivory. some kind of artificial material. I forget what it's called. Hey, no touching the balls unless they're in the pockets. Sorry, I don't know much about billiards. That's the spirit, Nancy. Come and hit a few balls with me. Did I say play pool? Okay, so how about you get us started? I think pool and billiards are technically two different games, but I don't actually know if that's true. And I don't know the difference. Sure. Just take it out of my pocket. Nice. Oh, wow. You know what? How about you just practice a bit? I'll give you some pointers. Try to follow through more. Ah, gotcha. They are. Okay. Thank you. Don't grip the cue so tight. Okay, I'll try. I mean, try not to. I really think I'm getting better. Sure thing, Nancy. How about I rack the balls again? You can try it from the top. Gee, thanks, Mr. Richards. Evan is just despairing of my terrible skills. Relatable. I too am terrible at this game. Okay. Can I... That's not what I wanted to do. Oh! My goodness, this is trickier than it looks. You'll be playing like a pro in no time. Oh, I'll get the cue ball. Thanks, Nancy. Okay, good, yeah. You pick up the cue ball, careful not to disturb its surface too much. If you squint, you can barely discern an oily smudge on the surface of the cue ball. Ooh. You can definitely see an indication of a fingerprint on the surface of the ball, but it's still hard to see and easy to smear. Aha! Powdering the cue ball reveals a fingerprint. The fingerprint is nice and clear. Fantastic work. Sweet! You can play pool on a billiards table, but you cannot play billiards on a pool table. Interesting. Why is that? What is the difference? Before returning the cue ball to the billiard table, you wipe the sooty cue ball clean using a fold in your skirt. No, I want to just streak it on the streak plate. I hate to soil the bays. Okay, Nancy, why don't you give it a shot? Sure thing, Mr. Richards. Practice makes perfect, eh? Sure thing, Mr. Richards. Let me grab that. There we go. Why don't you try again? Oh, nice. Okay, so I guess if it wasn't obvious that there was a print on it before, there definitely is now. Okay. Uh-huh. You now have 2 fingerprints. You'll need more before you can make any conclusions. There has to be a fingerprint somewhere on Ness's dojo. Okay, I did that already. Curio cabinet. Uh-huh. There must be a way to get Evan's fingerprint from something in this room. I thought I have it. Huh. Billiards involve a particular pin setup. Interesting. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, kind of like chess and checkers. It's the same board but different pieces. Huh. What are pins in terms of billiards? I'm assuming they're not like bowling pins. Oh, okay. Oh, so they are like bowling pins. Interesting. Huh. I'm confused. Why does it... Hmm. I need a complete set of fingerprints from everyone in the lodge before I can make any definitive conclusions. Okay, well... It wouldn't do for me to walk around with a pool cue. Good evening, Jack. Thanks again for that tea. It was lovely, and so relaxing that I nodded off on the couch for a bit. Glad you enjoyed it. Jack is spooning jam into raw cookies on a tray. There's another tray by the window full of freshly baked cookies that are now cooling. That's about it for the jam. I'm making up some thumbprint cookies. They're Margot's favorite. I'm hoping to get some food in her. She's not feeling well and doesn't have much of an appetite. Thought I had more jars of raspberry jam, though. Mr. Richards loves these cookies, too. He'll put a bunch of them in his pockets to snack on later. It makes doing his laundry a bit more challenging, but I guess I take it as a compliment. Jack is taking a break from spooning jam into raw cookies on a tray. Ness is all up in arms about a ruby brooch going missing. And the silver steins are gone from the curio cabinet. I can tell Evan's upset by it, but he's trying not to let it show. I'm too busy to pay too much attention to others. Sorry I can't be more helpful. I'm not that fancy. I don't wear jewelry myself. Ness is real proud of that jewelry box. Keeps the wood nice and shiny. Won't let me clean it. It's a real shame that the glass front of the curio cabinet got smashed. It's a nice bit of furniture. Not to mention Mr. Richard's silver steins. He really treasures them. Yeah, there's a pair of antique silver wedding steins missing from the curio cabinet. If you could recover them, it'd mean a lot to Mr. Richards. I'll do my best. These here are Hallongrotta. It's a Swedish word. My grandma used to make them. They're called thumbprint cookies in Canada. Evan and Margot love them. I fill them with raspberry jam that I make myself. Grow the raspberries, too. Ha, hell yeah. What does Hallongrotta mean? Oh, right, it means raspberry cave. Ooh. That is an excellent word, and I may be mispronouncing it. Raspberry jam is Mr. Richards' favorite. I'd rather raspberries myself. Excellent taste, Mr. Richards. Raspberry jam is my second favorite. First favorite is apricot. Can I have a cookie? Oops. Which would you like to take? One of the baked cookies or the raw cookie? Can I have both? Jack, it's okay if I take this raw cookie, the one without any jam? Go right ahead. I ran out of jam anyway, so it's kind of a dud. Hell yeah, cookie dough. You take the raw cookie from the tray. Miss, I'm busy right now. I can have you soiling my hands. This raw cookie has a void where the raspberry jam ought to be. You can barely make out Jack's thumbprint in the soft, fresh dough. I wonder if there's a way for me to get Jack's thumbprint out of this raw cookie. I need to find something that can make a real impression. You take a freshly baked thumbprint cookie from the tray. You already have a baked thumbprint cookie. You eat the delicious thumbprint cookie. It's rich and buttery, and the raspberry jam is intensely colored and flavored, but not too sweet. Jack, this is delicious. Why, thank you, Miss Maple. I'm very proud of my Halongrata. Oops, this unfilled cookie is raw. My mother always told me never to eat raw cookie dough. And this raw cookie dough is a bit slimy from all the melted butter on its surface. Not very appetizing. Give me another one. And I will take this up to Albert. First, though, right, the birds. We're still talking about birds. Kimi is still engrossed in a conversation about local birds with Nathan. She's sipping tea from a white mug. Kimi's mug is about 1/3 full of hot tea. The sturdy stoneware teapot is full of piping hot tea. Okay, so I can probably get her fingerprint from the mug. It's awful what happened, as if the lodge couldn't get any more tense. I was here for most of the evening, conversing with Kimi. Nothing out of the ordinary happened until I heard Nessa shouting upstairs. I've never seen Nessa's jewelry box. I've never even been in her room. I stay away from Nessa. She doesn't seem very nice. I wasn't sure she had one, but I suppose I'd assume she would. I find Nessa to be a disagreeable person, but I would never steal from her. Or anyone else, for that matter. Yeah, birds are interesting. There's so many different kinds of birds. Right. The glass is all over the floor. Please be careful when you return to our room. The glass front of the curio got damaged? I hope it can be repaired. Evan is very attached to that piece of furniture. It's a shame someone did that. That piece of furniture belonged to Evan's parents. I believe it was brought from England, as the wood is not from around here. It contains some family heirlooms of considerable value to him. I was admiring them in our room before. They're lovely. It's a shame they've gone missing. Do you know anything about the disappearance of the heirloom silver from the curio cabinet? I'm afraid I can't help you with that, Miss Maple. I see. Well, Nathan's immediately suspicious. Nessa's ruby brooch has gone missing, and the curio cabinet has been broken into. I'm investigating both of these incidents. Collecting fingerprints of everyone in the lodge will be very helpful. There have been thefts? That's not right. I'm happy to provide my fingerprint if that helps. Thanks so much, Nathan. Nathan patiently waits while you brush the soot onto his finger, then press a square of adhesive plaster on top. Removing the square of adhesive plaster from Nathan's finger reveals a clear fingerprint. Much appreciated. Good luck. Kimi, someone stolen a brooch from Nessa's jewelry box. And the curio cabinet in our room has been broken into. Could I get a fingerprint impression from you to help my investigation? Uh, I'm sorry, Nancy, but I don't want to get involved. Humph. Alright, well, Nathan's being helpful. Good. It's a plain white mug, not very noteworthy. The mug has a nice smooth surface. It'd be a perfect place to obtain Kimi's fingerprint. Pardon me, Nancy, I'm still drinking this. It's still nice and hot. Well, that's a good idea. You don't currently have Kimi's mug. Kimi probably wouldn't like it if I took the teapot. Besides, stoneware is heavy. It's full of tea, making it even heavier. I just need to refill her mug at the appropriate time. She said it's still nice and hot, so maybe if I make it colder? Can I drop some ice into her tea? A thumbprint cookie looks delicious. It's filled with red raspberry jam. This raw cookie has a void where the raspberry jam ought to be. Oh, right. Yes, Jack's thumbprint is visible in the hollow of the raw cookie, but it's difficult to compare to other fingerprints in its current state. I need to figure out a way to extract Jack's fingerprint. The raw cookie is far too fragile and hard to see right now. True to their names, the thumbprint cookies do have Jack's thumbprint imprinted into them. Ah, Jack's thumbprint forms the jam reservoir. Too bad it's not really a good sample for comparison. Maybe if I bake the cookie? Well, first let's give this one to Albert. Say, Mr. Respa, how'd you like this thumbprint cookie? Albert's eyes light up. Splendid. That's just what I need. Thank you, miss. Om nom nom nom. Albert thoroughly enjoys the cookie, licking his fingers and smacking his lips. Crunch, crunch, smack, gulp. Delicious. I could do with another if you find yourself downstairs again. Sure thing. Well, alright. I guess you won't just give me your fingerprint in exchange for a cookie then. It's not that simple. What if, Okay, rubbing that on the streak plate wouldn't reveal much. Let's see. Oh, I see. When I said streak ball, it assumed I meant scratch. That's weird. But fine. Okay, so I have to scratch the cue ball on purpose. And then that lets me get the fingerprint. Maybe I didn't put the tape on it or something. I don't know what I did wrong there. There we go. Okay, I didn't put it on a tape. You tear off a piece of tape and press it onto the powdered impression revealed on the cue ball. Aha! This is a wonderful, clear example of Mr. Richards' fingerprint. There we go. That's why I didn't get it before, because I didn't complete the whole process. All right. That was fun, Mr. Richards. Thanks. Sure thing, kid. Okay. Hmm. Coating the inside of the raw cookie with soot isn't going to preserve Jack's fingerprint impression. Quite the opposite. There must be a better way. Hmm. An empty jar of raspberry jam is on the kitchen table. Can I have that jar? Sorry, miss, I can't let you take that. I reuse the jars, see? Okay, fine. Ooh, could I freeze the cookie, maybe? Ice block is rock solid and frosty. There's no need to chill the thumbprint cookie right now. Chilling the dough will harden it, but I still wouldn't be able to see what's inside it very well. Ice crystals could form and degrade any useful impressions that are in the fresh dough. Okay. So... You don't need to bake any cookies. I'm not much of a baker. I'm sure Jack's far better. A tray is set by the window, bearing freshly baked thumbprint cookies and smelling delicious. Where else would I find... There's an L-shaped kitchen island. You see a salt shaker on the kitchen island. Ooh. The salt shaker is large and made of silvery metal. Oh, not that. Hey, where do you think you're going with that? If you want to use the salt, just use it here in the kitchen. I probably shouldn't walk off with the salt. Jack wouldn't be too happy about that. No, okay. What might I do with this raw cookie dough? Because the game won't let me bake it. It won't let me freeze it. So how else am I supposed to harden it? Is there another hot thing I can put it on or in? Fireplace? Are there any fires going? candle? I guess if there were any fires going, they'd be in like a bedroom or something. Hmm. You already feel warm and cozy right now. The powder slips off the smooth, clean surface of the drinking glass. Not the drinking glass. Broken glass. What? Cabinet? There we go. Aha! Powdering the surface of the curio cabinet glass reveals a fingerprint. Okay. Okay, I didn't dust the jewelry box for prints yet. It's only one from Margot and Jack, Kimi, and Albert. Aha! The soot reveals a fingerprint on the side of the jewelry box. Oh, wait. I gotta actually take the print. There we go. Same thing I did before. You carefully mark the back of this fingerprint as evidence taken from Nessa's jewelry box. You carefully mark the back of this fingerprint as evidence taken from the curio cabinet. Okay. Hmm. What can I do with Margot here? Well, Margot, I mean, she has a lot of, like, probably stuff here that I can probably dust for prints. Or the what? Or the glass. Let's see. Try as you might, dusting the surface of the jug doesn't reveal any distinct fingerprints. There are some markings here and there, but nothing identifiable. Margot was drinking from this glass. There's still a bit of water in it. I think I see a faint, oily mark on Margot's glass. Aha! Powdering Margot's drinking glass reveals a fingerprint. Ah, here's Margot's fingerprint. Okay. Making progress, making progress. What else? Jack, Kimi, and Albert. I have a very well-equipped field kit with which to perform my field work, and before you ask, no, you may not borrow a single part of it. A freshly baked cookie would be delightful. Okay. The water glass and pitcher are set on Albert's nightstand. What a thoughtful and hospitable touch. Polished and sparkling to Jack's high standard. As clean as could be. It doesn't look like Albert has used this at all. He really should drink more water. The spines aren't broken and the cover shows no signs of wear. These books are in pristine condition. I guess Albert takes really good care of his books. Well, let's give him another cookie then. Maybe if I get him enough cookies, he'll drink some water. Oops. Spell the word right. Can I give anyone else some cookies? I don't usually enjoy sweets, but Jack's cookies are terrific. I've already had one, thanks. Ah, no thank you. I try not to eat sweets so close to bedtime. No thanks, I already ate a bunch. And stuffed them in my pockets. Ha! Jack hates it when I do that. Crumbs everywhere. Aw, thanks for offering, Nancy. Everyone must have cookies. Jack, you want a cookie? You want one of your own cookies? I assume, as the baker, you had to sample one for, quality purposes. That's what I do. I've taste tested plenty of them already. You can have that one. Good man, Jack. Margot, eat a cookie while you're asleep. I bet Corvus doesn't like sweets because he's a party pooper. I'm busy with these important documents and mustn't soil them. Your milling about is quite distracting. Please leave. Sorry about that, Corvus. Just trying to make myself useful. I see. Corvus is a jerk. Take it away. I'm much too upset to eat. More cookies. Well, I can probably just keep giving him cookies all night, and he won't do anything about it. No, thank you. I was working in his room as usual. He seems busy. How can I get his attention? You are too curious. Too hot, too high. Leave it alone. Oh, there's a fire in here. A fire is blazing in the fireplace, presumably to provide some warmth to Margot. What to do? I feel like that fire is important, but I'm not sure how I'm expected to use it. Actually, let's see. No. Right, okay. It needs to be the... Maybe it thinks I was talking about the cookie and not the dough. I do, though. I do need to bake a cookie. Could I... Let's see. Could I get some ice? With using the ice pick, you chip a bit of ice off of the ice block. You close it. Hooray! There are irregular chips of ice you chipped off of the ice block from the ice box. The ice produces a white streak on the streak plate and a slushy substance that melts quickly in your hands. Brr. Streaked ice for some reason. Peering through the loop, you can see the tool marks you made with the ice pick, chipping the ice off of the ice block. It reminds me of the tool marks in rock specimens. You patiently wait until Kimi sets her mug down. While Kimi is distracted by her conversation with Nathan, you surreptitiously slip the ice chips into her mug. Yeah, like anything that's hard you can streak. Even if it's clearly not a rock. I was able to streak the Jordan almonds too. Oh dear, my tea's gotten cold. Let me freshen up your cup of tea, Kimi. Thanks, Nancy. Aha, powder in Kimi's mug reveals a fingerprint. And then I'll do what I promised, because I'm not a Mean person. You pour hot tea into Kimi's mug. I'm only a mean person when it benefits me. Here you go, Kimi. Nice and hot again. Thanks so much. Oh, what's this greasy black stuff on my fingers? Gotta go. Oh, I should have cleaned it off first. Oops, sorry. Okay. So Jack and Albert are the only ones that I'm missing. And I'm a bit at a loss as to what to do with those. Something that could make a real impression. Ooh. Maybe wax? That might work. Well, I gotta melt it first, obviously. This wax is still cold and hard. That won't suit my purposes. If you put the wax directly on the stovetop to heat, it'll make a huge mess. Jack will be furious. I can't do that. You put the hardened candle wax into the blue mug. There we go. You hold the mug over the hot stove, heating and melting the wax inside. You then return the blue mug to your pocket. Whew, that's nice and warm. There's hot liquid wax in the bottom of the mug. You carefully pour the hot liquid wax into the hollow thumbprint cookie. Wonderful. I just need to chill the wax so that it sets up nice and hard. Easy peasy. You put the wax-filled thumbprint cookie into the icebox. You wait an appropriate amount of time for the cookie to chill. That should just about do it. You remove the chilled wax-filled thumbprint cookie from the icebox. Brr, terrific. The wax is rock hard, and the raw cookie dough is hardened too. Now to get the wax out of the cookie. The melted wax is cooled and solidified. Wax-filled raw cookie dough may be up there in my list of favorite inventory items in an adventure game. Now I must release the wax cast from this raw cookie. Ice pick? Or I could break the cookie. Yeah, that's way easier. You carefully crumble the chilled cookie dough away from its hardened wax filling. You're left with a perfect impression of Jack's thumbprint cast in wax. This is a sharp impression of Jack's thumbprint cast in hardened wax. Okay. So does that count as his fingerprint? Or... yeah, that counts as fingerprint. So now I just need to figure out how to get Albert's. Ooh. I have an idea. I'm not gonna walk off with it. Oh, okay, wait, here, okay. Get cookie. Salt cookie. You shake a generous helping of salt onto the thumbprint cookie. All right. The thumbprint cookie still looks delicious. The large salt crystals look like a sprinkle of sugar. Oopsie doopsie. I accidentally put salt on your cookie. How did that get there? Salty cookie. Albert eagerly takes the cookie and consumes the thumbprint cookie in 2 bites. Nom nom nom. That was saltier than I was expecting. What an odd recipe. That cookie's got me quite thirsty. Do me a favor and fill my drinking glass in that pitcher and hand it to me, miss. You get your own damn water. As you hand the full drinking glass to Albert, you stealthily wipe its surface with your fingerprints. Ah, thank you. Albert drinks the water in 1 gulp, then hands the drinking glass back to you. Blah, blah, blah. You carefully receive the glass, making sure not to touch the areas where he held it. Peering more closely at Albert's drinking glass, you think you see an oily mark on its surface. Aha! Powdering Albert's drinking glass reveals a fingerprint. Oops. Finally, I've obtained everyone's fingerprints, plus fingerprints from the crime scenes. Heck yes! Time to save my game. Flushed with success, you rush to your bedroom and eagerly spread out your complete set of fingerprint samples on the low coffee table. After comparing this complete set of fingerprints, you're able to conclude, amazing, the fingerprints from the jewelry box and the curio cabinet match the fingerprint you obtained from Margot. Aha! Margot was the culprit behind both crimes. I should confront her with my findings. Huh. That wasn't field work, but it was pretty satisfying. Margot, I know you stole Nessa's ruby brooch and the silver steins. I know that Nessa's a little difficult, but this isn't the way to deal with her. While she's asleep. Please let me help you set things right. She would take everything. Yes, I smashed the curio, though it broke my heart to do it. But the silver wedding steins are even more precious. I saved them and gave them to someone I trust for safekeeping. Nessa would sell them as soon as she was back at the city. At the very least, she would take her share and sell one of the steins, splitting the set. She doesn't understand why that shouldn't happen. She is vile and heartless. Corvorants! It was Corvorants all along! Those bastards. No, I'm thinking bustards. Sorry, that's a different type of bird. Why should I want to set things right? When I needed things set right, no one helped me. That woman deserves everything bad that comes to her and more. You may be right about that. But you deserve better than to be a thief. That isn't who you are. Margot, the brooch at least? Will you let me give back her brooch? Ah, fine. The brooch is hers, after all. It's in my walk-in closet. I will tell you where it is. Why? Why must the world be as it is, Nancy? Oh, God. Margot? Are you okay? Margot? You hurry downstairs to tell Mr. Richards about Margot's sudden decline. Mr. Richards, come quick! There's something wrong with Margot! What? Uh-oh. Outstanding. Fantastic detective work, Nancy. You're a natural. By the time you and Mr. Richards arrive at the master bedroom, Margot's body is already cooling. No, I didn't want her to die. She was cool. I liked her. Oh. The commotion soon brings Nathan and Jack to the room. Nathan's eyes widen, but he doesn't say anything. Jack looks shocked and a bit remorseful. The three men gently carry Margot down to the root cellar and lay her out on a long wooden table. It's shocking to see Margot lying dead on the table. The kindness and warmth that once lit up her face are gone forever. Nathan and Jack stand there, staring down at the earthen floor. No one seems to know what to do. What can be done, after all? After a long while, Mr. Richards exhales heavily and speaks. Go do what you need to, then head out to the station to notify the authorities. Not like there's any rush now, is there? Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Evan. Yeah. Oh, Margot. Excuse us, miss. God, Nathan's huge. Mr. Richards slumps on the stool, his head bowed. He doesn't look at Margot. It's almost like he can't. Oh, Mr. Richards. What's going on here? Type review to review your investigative goals. Chapter 4, Tensions. Man, that sucked. I wonder if Margot was poisoned, how it could have happened. Something she ate? Drank? I should examine Margot's body. Maybe I can find something that will be useful. This is the lodge's root cellar. It's a few degrees cooler than the rest of the house, making it ideal for storing a wide variety of supplies with which to provision the lodge. There's a set of stairs in the east wall leading upwards. The shelves contain an array of root vegetables as well as jarred and bottled goods. There are sacks full of apples and potatoes. My goodness, Jack has done such a wonderful job with his little vegetable patch. Margot is here. Evan is here. Three braids of garlic hang on the shelves. The shelves in the root cellar are built solidly with no extraneous ornamentation. They provide ample storage for wines, ciders, vinegars, preserves, boxes of apples, braids of garlic, and squashes. Dusty, unlabeled green wine bottles occupy the top of one of the shelves. There are two large glass jugs of apple cider. Cider. Where's the rest? Vinegars, preserves, apples, squashes. There are two dark green glass bottles labeled vinegar. This rainbow of jarred preserves will surely be most welcome in the bleak winter months. There's no small apple here. No, the boxes. Fine. There's some onions, carrots, and turnips stored in baskets on the shelves, as well as some gigantic squashes. Those are some gigantic squashes, holy crap. Evan is lost in his thoughts. His shoulders droop and his head hangs down. I'm so sorry, Mr. Richards. Thanks, Nancy. She was my gal. Who would have thought she'd be gone before me? If you want to know more about Margot, I can't help you. I knew who she was when she was here. As for what came before, didn't concern me. I never asked. Arsenic? Ask Jack. I don't think we have any of that. No rats in Crimson. Why do you want arsenic anyway? Who are you going to poison? Huh. I didn't say arsenic. I said poison, but okay. Margot's body has been temporarily laid to rest on a long wooden table. Oh, Margot. You want to have a look? I'm going to go have a drink. You determinedly decide to take a closer look at Margot's body. Okay. You pull away the sheet covering Margot. Your desire to understand what happened outweighs your squeamishness. Despite Margot's panicked final moments, she now appears peaceful. Margot is clad in her fluffy blue robe with 2 handy pockets on the front and cinched with a matching sash. Her golden hair is in uncharacteristic disarray, and her fair complexion is veering toward pallid. Her arms lie limply at her sides. Margot's golden hair still shines despite the gloominess of the root cellar. Margot's face has a peaceful expression. Her eyes have been closed. Her lips are slightly parted. Margot's full lips are starting to darken into a purplish hue. Margot's pretty blue eyes will never open again. Margot's nose is pert, well-formed, and suits her face. Even Margot's ears are delicate and refined with lovely lobes. I'm gonna be real creepy and look at every part of her body here. Margot's neck is slender and elegant. Even Margot's bathrobe is stylish. It's a lovely robin's egg blue. The bathrobe has 2 matching pockets sewn into its front. A closer inspection of Margot's lips reveal no additional information, but having drawn closer to her mouth to get a closer look, you do detect an unusual odor emanating from it. An examination of the inside of Margot's mouth and throat reveals she didn't choke to death. Her tongue isn't swollen, but as far as you can tell, there's nothing lodged in her windpipe. The pockets are a convenient size for holding all manner of items. You find a small silver key in one of Margot's pockets. Margot's bathrobe is cinched at her waist by a matching sash. Margot's fair complexion is now a good deal paler than is fashionable. Death has given it a waxy sheen. Intense scrutiny of Margot's skin reveals no bruises or abrasions, but you do find some rough, scaly areas on her hands and feet, darkened areas, and red, patchy lesions on her lower legs. I wonder if these skin problems have something to do with her aches and pains. I'm hoping to learn more about what happened to Margot, but I don't think it would be appropriate to do that. I'm confident I can make some astute observations while still preserving her dignity. Thank you. I'm sure that was like the first thing a lot of players tried. Get Margot naked. Upon closer inspection, Margot's nose appears enviably poreless. Margot's eyes are closed and shouldn't be disturbed. Besides, what would I do if I couldn't close them again? That would be creepy. You were surprised to find that Margot's impeccably coiffed hair is hiding some thinning areas and a few bald patches. Ooh. Okay. You admire the majestic arch of the helix, the delicate shell-like folds of the concha? I don't know. The graceful dip of the intertragal notch. Very nice. Nancy has an ear fetish, apparently. Anything else in the pockets? Oh, I should get the key. There's still a small silver key. You take the key from Margot's pocket and put it in your own. I wonder what this opens. Unusual odor in Margot's mouth. Lesions on her skin, and hair is thinning and falling out. Interesting. Okay. Margot's hands don't appear accustomed to hard labor, and her fingernails are well manicured. Your loupe reveals some faint white lines across Margot's fingernails. That's a calcium deficiency. I think. I wonder what these lines are. I've never seen anything like it. I'm pretty sure that's calcium deficiency because I used to have those lines on my nails. I don't anymore, thankfully. You Carefully replace the sheet covering Margot. Okay. Interesting, interesting. According to Evan, Jack and Nathan will eventually be going to the train station. I wonder if I can catch them and ask them a few questions before they head out. I really love to go wandering around in the woods at night. I obtained this small silver key from Margot's pocket. I wonder what it unlocks. I should see what Nathan and Jack are up to. Where would they be? I hear voices near this doorway. I wonder what they're talking about. What an unpleasant complication. Margot had to die at such an inconvenient time. It certainly wasn't what I was expecting. I wonder. Never mind that right now. Help me jimmy this desk drawer open. I'm starting to think Father never made a will after all. He was always such a grand dreamer and never very organized. Nothing in here but bits and bobs and newspaper clippings. We have our contingency plan. I'm not concerned. I'm stepping outside for a cig. I'll keep searching for a little while longer, but I've got to meet Albert in the gazebo soon. He seems like he's willing to help us with Plan B for a price. Good. Well, that's suspicious as all heck. I would have thought Evan would be in the bar, but maybe he's in his room or something. What do you want? I'm just tidying up in here. Evan's lazy, Jack's lazy, they lack the will to do what needs done. You have made a mess. The floor is littered with papers. Nessa's here. Nessa looks as irritated and impatient as always. She restlessly moves from place to place. She seems to be looking for something. What I'm doing is none of your business. Stay out of my way. Don't look at anything, don't touch anything. I'm busy here. Okay, Nessa. You can see some shoe prints by the wooden bench. Corvus is sitting on a bench, relaxing. How are you doing, Corvus? I'm doing just fine, Miss Maple. She's in the study, tidying up. Uh-huh. Well, if you must know, Mrs. Crabbe was looking for something in the study. I'm not surprised. Women like her often meet ignoble ends. What do you mean by that? I'm sure a nice girl like you wouldn't understand. Humph. Well, I certainly like her a lot better now. Wow. Morbid. Why on earth would you ask me about that? I'm the elder child. By rights, this place should belong to me. I'll find our father's will no matter how hard Evan tries to get in my way. Humph. But that's none of your business. Eh? I must have forgotten to lock my door. I'm busy, miss. Run along. Albert is busily writing at his desk. He must be preparing his field report. I don't know where the woman is. Why don't you go and look for her? Margot's death? A shame, certainly, but none of my business. I'm a very busy man, Miss Maple. I'm gonna hold off on that until I found Nathan and Jack. They're probably outside, actually, now that I think about it. Possibly at the carriage house. Oh. Oh. I can hear Jack and Nathan talking, but the sound of the river is making it hard to hear them. I wonder what they're up to. Can't just toss these in the river like we used to, more's the pity. If Mr. Richards hadn't hurt his back trying to take this all on himself, I wish he'd asked for help before it came to that. With all the extra scrutiny lately, he could use all the help he can get. Lucky for us, it was mostly overcast last night. No moonlight, no sparkles. Lucky for us. What are you talking about? I think that's all for now. Good thing there were no big ones tonight. Agreed. Meet you in the carriage house. Yeah, I'll dump these in the smokehouse as usual. See you soon. Hey, Jack. What were you guys up to? Me and Nat were just getting some fresh air. Really? I was getting samples from the riverbank this afternoon and it looked a lot like that. I found some interesting stuff. Oh yeah? Can I see? Of course. You show the samples you collected from the river to Jack. He scrutinizes them very closely. What do you think? You've got yourself some white garnets for sure, and some pretty nice ones too. White garnets? Are you sure? Definitely. But if you want a second opinion, I can take them to show Nathan and ask him for you. How about it? That's okay. I'll keep them for now. Suit yourself. Darn it, I missed talking to Nathan. I ought to find him and question him before he leaves. Jack has stopped whatever he was doing and is pretending to enjoy the fresh air. Jack, what are you looking for? I can help. Oh, never you mind. Rather late for you to be out, isn't it? It really looked like you and Nathan were looking for something on the riverbank. Well, Margot lost an earring here a while back. A pretty one. So sometimes when I've got time, I'll take a look. I see. I'm sure Margot does not need it now. Nathan's helping me get the automobile ready for a drive to the train station. He's probably in the carriage house by now. Mr. Richards wants a telegram sent to the Rangers. I can't believe she's gone. What do you think happened to her? Jack shifts uncomfortably and seems reluctant to meet your gaze. I think we should let it be, Nancy. Evan is in a bad way right now. We should give him peace and not interfere. Wait. Sorry, what? Ranger Dan isn't due to check in on us for weeks. Mr. Richards wants me to travel to the train station and send a telegram requesting aid. Can't say I'm happy heading out at this time of night. I could drive the automobile into a ditch on account of it being dark and me tired. Mr. Richards won't hear it, though. You have a good night, Miss Maple. Thanks, Jack. You too. Where's the carriage house? I think it's over here somewhere. Ah, here we go. Sup, Nathan? Ah, here's Nat. Nathan is inspecting and adjusting the headlamp on the automobile. Good evening, Nathan. Ah, I thought maybe you were Evan. Sometimes he likes to walk the grounds when he's troubled. I wonder where he is now. Jack should be along shortly. He may be in the bedroom he's sharing with Corvus, getting ready. He's driving to the train station to send a telegram about Margot's death. I'm just getting the automobile ready for him. Evan gave me his father's automobile when it started needing constant maintenance. It had become a hassle for him to call on me to fix it at the lodge, so he said I could have it. It worked out for both of us. I got to own an automobile, which is a rarity up here, and Evan made room in his carriage house for a new one. Margot's death is shocking. She was a kind woman. It's a sad state of affairs. I've known Evan a long time. I've never seen him like this. He needs to grieve. Jack's driving to the train station to send a telegram about Margot. This is Ranger business. I found Nathan. Now what? Theft takes many forms. Margot had her health issues, but never seizures. I'm a little suspicious that her death wasn't natural. But Evan wants to forget all about it. Nothing can be done for her now. I'd let him be if I were you. I've never seen him like this. Please look out for him. I think I saw her walking around just north of here. She had no love for Margot, but even she's being pretty insensitive. Evan is her brother, after all, and he's just suffered a terrible loss. I saw him sitting on the bench outside. That bench has been there for many years. It was nice at first, but hasn't been taken care of. It's splintery and warped and not a pleasant place to sit. Corvus seems to be the only one who enjoys sitting there. I guess if he already has a stick up his ass, he won't mind a few more. Hey, oh, Nancy, I wasn't expecting to see you here. Excuse me. I'm going to look for Evan. I can tell he's upset, but you know how he is. Always going off on his own, yeah. Maybe try the jetty? Thanks, I'll check there. I have a few other places in mind first. My meeting with Albert in the boathouse begins shortly. I will look for Evan after that. Good luck. So he's meeting Albert in the boathouse, but Nessa's meeting Albert in the gazebo. term. Pardon me, Miss Maple. I'm expected elsewhere. Oh, I thought I was gonna, like, climb out the window. Have a good night, Nancy. Good night, Nathan. I wonder where Nathan's off to. Hmm. Okay, well, there's the gazebo. There's Nessa. Wandering around. You see little puddles of liquid haphazardly scattered along the path here, lit by the moon. A trail of small puddles seems to lead further south. Ah, Nessa and Cora seem to be having an intense conversation. If I can get closer, maybe I'll be able to hear what they're saying. You're too far away to hear the conversation. Walk closer to where you'd like to hide or be more specific. You conceal yourself behind an ideally situated apple tree. And Corvus didn't see me even though I walked, like, right through his line of vision. I won't be needing this anymore. Nessa takes a silver flask from her pocket and pours it out onto the grass. Mm-hmm. What's that? Water adulterated with poison. I soaked the flypaper in a glass jar and poured the liquid into my silver flask. Tossed the jars over the waterfall. Easy as pie. I didn't think it'd be quite so effective. I was thinking it'd be more gradual, less dramatic. The tart couldn't even die properly. But no matter. It could look suspicious and be investigated. What does it matter? There aren't any rangers around or any other form of law in this godforsaken place. But we don't want any more complications. This will all be over soon, but we'll need to be bold. I'm ready for the next step. Good. What a strange conversation. Nessa mentioned tossing some jars into the river by the waterfall. I should go to the waterfall and take a look. That's not the smokehouse. That's the smokehouse is down here. Oh, Mr. Richards, there you are. Mr. Richards? Evan doesn't acknowledge your presence. He looks lost in thought, or maybe highly inebriated. Possibly both. There's a trail of spilled liquid leading to the jetty. Evan is quietly, morosely drunk and sits precariously on the edge of the jetty. There's some sort of liquid splashed onto the jetty. I wonder what this could be. The liquid here has yet to be absorbed into the dock. Even in the moonlight, you can see that it's golden yellow and that it's whiskey. What a waste. The liquid on the jetty is definitely alcohol and not river water. Besides the spilled alcohol, the jetty is dry. Mr. Richards? What are you doing here? Mr. Richards ignores you and continues drinking. Evan doesn't respond to your attempts at conversation. I hear rumbling in the distance. Is that thunder? Ah, it sounds like an automobile heading towards the carriage house. Is Jack back from the train station? Maybe I should head over there and see what's going on. Or I could head to the lodge and see what's going on there. Ooh, I better be careful and not stray too close to the raging river. Even from here, you can feel the chill of the racing water. No, damn it. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, good. Fortunately, I saved recently. Right, it's not auto-saving anymore because I have deleted, or I filled all my save slots. There's a glass jar bobbing in the furiously churning water. You can just barely make out a flash of yellow inside the jar. I can't take a closer look at the jar unless I can get my hands on it. I need to find a safe way to get closer. Ooh. A couple trees are clinging heroically to the side of the escarpment. You tie the rope around the tree. You tie the loose end of the rope around your waist. I'm not walking around with this rope tied around me. Excellent. Smart. You take the glass jar. Woo! Oops. Oh, untie ripe. And it accepted it. In your enthusiasm to secure the rope to the tree, you created a series of utterly undoable knots. That's okay, the rope has done its part. Oh, come on. If you tied a knot, you can untie a knot. The jar you retrieve from the raging river. Inside is a damp strip of flypaper. This looks like one of Jack's jam jars. Closer inspection reveals a white powder residue at the bottom of the jar, a strip of damp flypaper inside the jar, and a small oily spot on the outside of the jar. You brush some soot onto the surface of the jam jar. You reveal a distinct fingerprint. Even after it was in the river. Impressive. Oh, you were already carrying the jam jar that has the fingerprint on it. There's no need to lift it from the jam jar for safekeeping. Okay, fine. Go to the dining room when ready. Closer inspection reveals a white powder residue at the bottom of the sooty fingerprint at the outside of the jar. Oh, upon closer inspection of the fingerprint on the jam jar and comparing it to the rest of your collection, you conclude, aha, this fingerprint belongs to Nessa. Of course it does. I hear voices near this doorway. I wonder what they're talking about. They can't know why you're really here. Who knows what could happen? Of course. Ooh, who's that? I understand the potential risk involved. I will be discreet with my investigation. We'll just say you were in the area, and that's how you got here so soon, not that you were already on your way. Understood. The young lady, Margot. Yes, Margot. Is there any reason to believe her death was suspicious? She's always been a bit sickly. Don't bother yourself with that. Just make like you're looking into her death. That'll be a good cover. But focus on what you're really here for. Okay, Jack. The conversation seems to be over. Who is it? Oh, hello, Nancy. This here's Ranger Murdoch. Lucky for us, he was in the region. How do you do, miss? Oh, pleased to meet you. We're all going to meet up in the dining room. Come along when you can. Will do. Come to think of it, I'm going to have a cup of tea in the kitchen before heading to the dining room. It was a thirsty ride back. Good evening. Please meet us in the dining room. Yes, sir. Oops. I wonder if I missed the, meeting in the boathouse and or the gazebo. I kind of want to, let's see. I'm going to restore and see if I can maybe check those places again before I found Evan. Ah, here we go. Nathan is standing out on the dock, looking impatient. Hello, Nathan. It's such a nice night, isn't it? Ah, Nancy, if you don't mind, I'd prefer to be by myself right now. Certainly. He's supposed to be meeting me here, actually. Have you seen him? I did see him in his room earlier in the evening. No Albert. Wrong door. Hmm. So, would she be at the gazebo now? Would Albert be at the gazebo? Nope. Still no Albert. Where the heck is Albert? Right. That's to meet Albert in the gazebo. Okay. Yep. Okay. So... Scattered wet patches of liquid seem to be leading south. You can see a trail of spilled liquid leading to or from the south. Hmm. Where the heck is Albert? What do you mean you can't hear me? I'm right here. Usually visiting the lodge is a pleasant experience. These are unusual times. When Evan was a boy, he'd sit out on the jetty when he was upset. Maybe he's out there now. During his time at the lodge, Corvus seems to frequent only a few places. In his room during work, outside sitting on the bench, or at the bar. I'm glad about that because it makes him easy to avoid. Oh! Excuse me, Maple. I'm meeting someone in there. Oh, excuse me. Well, great. You don't hear any voices behind the boathouse door, even with the aid of the drinking glass. The river is too loud to hear anything, even though I know Nathan and Albert are in there having a conversation. Well, that sucks. Huh. I wonder if it's possible, or if this is just a thing that I have to ignore. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything in my notes about this. You get no response. You don't hear anything besides the rush of the nearby river. Just open the door, walk in. Goodbye. Humph. Don't suppose Ness is in her room, is she? Oh, she is. Good evening, Nessa. It's very late and I'm tired. I have no patience for you right now. I have no idea where he is. Why would I know better than you? I can't begin to guess why she died. I thought she pretended to be ill to get attention. Guess I was wrong for once. Arsenic? What are you implying? Leave me out of your shenanigans. Oh, right. The other thing I wanted to do was, look at her walk-in closet. Although, yeah, where would the key go to, I wonder? Oh, you know what? Ooh, I wonder if, what if it goes to this? Nope, okay. What have we here? You haven't fooled me with your timid act. I'm on to you. If you dare follow me once I'm done here, you won't make it to your next destination. Consider yourself warned. Albert confronted Kimi about something. What is going on around here? Albert just yelled at me. Kimi is holding a large map. She looks a bit flustered. He seemed very upset about my map. I was just planning my next birding trip. Well, if this map upsets him so much, I'll just get rid of it. Hey, no. Kimi tosses the map into the fireplace and sets it alight. Excuse me, Nancy, I'm going to the bathroom to calm down a bit. I just want to be alone, okay? There's a map in the fireplace. The map is on fire. The map is a little too hot to handle right now. Oof, and here's me without any water. I've never felt the need to have a vase on your person. Will it continue to burn while I leave and get some water? Okay, good. You pour the water onto the burning map. You dump the water out of the drinking glass. You take the map out of the fireplace. Would you like to look at the lodge map or Kimi's map? The map is slightly charred and damp, but it's still mostly intact. There's a circled location on the map. It's the Sioux Locks. Why would Albert be upset by a map with the Sioux Locks circled? Leave me alone, whoever it is. I am busy. Okay. Oh, Kiwi went to the bathroom. Please, I just want some peace and quiet. I'm going to open the door anyway, just for fun. Oh, okay. Please leave me alone. Kiwi seems pretty upset. I should let her be. Hmm. Well, I don't know when I'm supposed to meet... When Ness is supposed to meet Albert at the gazebo. I may have screwed up the boathouse thing. I don't know. But it is past my time to stop, so as intrigued as I am by all these mysteries, I should probably call it for the night. So... Let's save, and I will stop for now. Okay. Oh. How did I never realize there was a menu bar at the top here? Well, that's useful. Good to know that I'll probably forget about next time. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. It's been pretty quiet night in chat, but sometimes it's like that, and that's okay. People like to lurk. I ain't gonna judge you for lurking. I do it all the time. But let's find someone to raid, if possible. No, that doesn't do me any good. Not really a lot of good rating material tonight, so I'm just gonna sign off instead. And I will see you next week for more Paradigm on Tuesday and more Crimson Diamond on Wednesday. Good stuff. Looking forward to it. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week. Bye!